Yes, God, yes! Morning, Wood.
Oh God, oh God. That's what it should have been entitled.
I like Yes, God, yes. Anyways, we watched a movie last night. Natalia Dyer
Yeah.
of Stranger Things. She plays the teenage sister to the main little rugrat.
I know. What is her name in that? I thought she was an in name in that movie or in that show too. And you just cute as a button, just gorgeous face, and then I would say 25-year-old face with a 14-year-old body.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, in Stranger Things, and all of a sudden, hey, she's in this movie, and a great. Was it recommended by
Amazon.
Robert?
Well, no, I was perusing and.
Oh, so Amazon knew that you're.
Well, it said
into
movies you might like and
pervy
prepubescent
Catholic,
sex. Yes, basically. Yes.
16-year-old girls.
You know,
masturbating. Wow.
You gotta be
Do
careful
they
what
know
you
you?
Google. That's what
Do
the
they know
moral
you
of the story
well?
is.
Did they really recommend that to you?
Well, it was like movies, or I think it was under new releases, and it was up right in the beginning. I scrolled through and I just saw the title.
Since you've watched the movie 13, you might also like. God. Well, they nailed both of us on that one.
It was made in 2020, before the pandemic.
2019.
Oh, okay, because it said 2020 on the thing. Okay, that's probably true. Makes sense.
But released.
Released in 2020.
Just. Because, oh no, you know what?
No.
Because it was at some film festival last year.
Oh yeah,
that's when they first.
Whoa,
they
you did your research.
I like it. No, I really.
I'm just gonna sit back and let HD talk about the movie.
It was a great movie.
It was really good.
Great. Maybe great is a little bit much. Guess you put
well,
them in the same category.
I really was expecting some kind of nudity, but I didn't. It was a real coming of age story.
There was nudity, but just not any of the characters.
Yeah, that's true. But no, it was charming almost. I mean,
very charming. That's the review they
said
it was a very charming performance by charming Natalia Dyer.
Oh my! And her
Dyer.
Facial expressions.
Oh,
I mean, it's not very often you could zoom in on an actress or an actor like that, and know everything that's going on just from their facial expression. That's the sign of what I think is a great thespian.
Whoa! Well, there was some thespians in the movie too. There was a whole thespian bar scene.
Oh, that's right, the thespian bar scene. We got to figure.
Now,
well, what is the part? What could that? Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. But so early 2000s, it took place. It was a Catholic high school, and most of the movie took place at a weekend retreat that they had, and it was this. Like I said, this. How old would you think she was supposed to be?
She was supposed to. She said she was a year and a half from going to high school, so she was 16.
Oh, okay, cool.
Had to be.
And she's discovering
college,
she's discovering her sexuality.
Yeah, and I was raised Catholic, so I totally related to everything about that movie. But I don't know why I related so much because it was also mostly about a Catholic female teen coming of age and masturbating. So, but just kind of replaced male in that scene, and everything they did was so.
It was great. It was, and it was just. I just keep seeing her eyes. It's, the first time that she plays with herself, that she uses something. She used her phone as a vibrator. Well, I don't want to give too much away because really you should see the movie. It's really, really good. But she was very inventive, and they had some fun with the Catholic part and with the retreat and the people who were supposedly in charge,
and I took no offense, even though I've kind of strayed from. I've strayed from the Catholic Church. I would sometimes get offended by those that thought they got the Catholic thing and then tried to make fun of it. They obviously make fun of especially the hypocrisy, and they but they did it in a way that I think almost would say that, well, the church wouldn't agree at all, but they did it well. I mean, it was so realistic. I think more movies should be shown on it, especially with the female as the lead.
Yeah, it was great. Speaking, so we have an interfaith relationship, which it seems to be working real well right now. But back in the day, you and I, Jewish, Catholic.
We have a relationship.
Yeah, well,
we hang out. Two.
We live together. We live together.
Religious.
No, well, what I was just gonna make. I did a story years ago about interfaith marriages, and how it's all well and good until they decide to have kids, and then it's like all hell breaks loose. So, you've been fixed. I've been fixed. Well, I've been fixed.
Can
naturally.
we adopt a puppy?
Oh, I was talking with one of the gals that walks by her yesterday about. I said I just don't think I can do it again. I don't want another dog to die in my life.
But a baby. So
Well, I wasn't equating the two.
We'll adopt a kid. But it is interesting. Yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time with one another. We don't touch or talk too much about religion.
Politics.
But we do
can't
agree.
talk about it.
We do agree that religions are hypocritical, and I would think the Jewish faith is less so than the Catholic faith. But I don't know. What do you think?
It's all business in my mind.
Really, even the.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying the Jews were in a good business. I mean, because membership is down. I don't know what it's like these days, but no, I will say, as organized religions go, I'm glad I raised Jewish, because you still have free will. It's not one of those religions that, unless you get into the sects, the more conservative ones, but you don't really I mean, you're supposed to follow the Ten Commandments, and there's this sense of being a good person, but it's being a good person. It's not about you having to do this and jump through these hoops and blah blah. I mean, there's they all have stuff. They all have stuff.
The confessional scenes. Well, that was the only thing, by the way, for all you Catholics. We never did face-to-face confessionals. Well, maybe that's a modern day thing. 2000s. I don't know. I haven't had a confession in 30 years, but that was the only thing that was kind of weird. But the penance, the penalties that they doled out for confessions, it cracked me up. At the same time, you saw at the core that they try to be good people. I mean, there is something to religion for the people that need it, that want it. That's the one thing I'll never say. If that's good for them, and the retreats that I would go on were amazing. I mean, they really did get under your skin. Some ways, I think, addictive for some people. For me, it was just a great weekend. You felt wonderful. Everyone was high-fiving. It was fun. And then, you went about and went home and jacked off. So,
to all the gals that you saw.
You saw at the retreat.
No, I mean,
exactly.
no. I mean, in that, finding faith and finding and having a relationship with God, good stuff. It's the proselytizing. It's having things have to be the way a certain group majority wants, because we are a certain. I'm not going to go there, but anyways.
And the guilt.
Coffee.
And the guilt.
Well, guilt. That's universal.
And now that is a common thread between the Jewish and Catholic
well,
faiths,
and I think
right?
really pretty much anybody.
Oh,
Guilt,
making you feel
shame.
Yeah, shame and guilt.
And shame is a horribly destructive emotion.
Well, as you saw in yesterday's film, it's at the core of bullying, which is just, to me, one of the ugliest traits that anybody can have.
Yeah, I would
bully.
agree. And
But let's get back to some of the sexual parts of yesterday.
Okay.
When they showed, I'm not going to give it away, but there was an erection that was shown, not graphically.
Right.
So,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I think they could have done a better job with CGI of simulating that. It looked a little bit too much like they threw a banana in his shorts and just had him here. Push this up. Wasn't realistic.
Yeah. It was, well, and like you said with the confessional, they probably did that because, first of all, it was easier. I mean, it was cheaper probably to do, and you had that eye contact that you wouldn't necessarily have.
Obviously pre-COVID, because there was not a 6-foot rule and no masks, so. But yeah, probably. But you know what? It also might be the thing that they do nowadays. Oh, everything's open, and so maybe confessionals are now.
It could be
face to face.
Yeah, especially since you know what priests are capable of it.
Oh, to not have them in a room with no cameras. Ah, that's a good point.
Anyways,
it was yes, God, yes.
Yes.
Natalia, Dyer, and a
come on, we have the old Cisco Weaver.
Yeah.
Thumbs up. Go see it. It's on Amazon, and if you have Amazon Prime, I had to pay for it.
Two tongues up.
Oh, she was great. I will watch her in anything.
Give me a tongue. 2 tongues up.
All right. And we'll throw in a vibrator.
Bollywood.